సార్ వస్తుంది కదా సార్ అది మేడంది మేడం వీడియో ఒకసారి నాది పెడితే ఆన్ చేస్తే ఈకో వస్తుంది సార్.
Thank you for your kind introduction, Dr. Pravi. A very good evening all. Today's my topic is innovation in insulin delivery, a patient-friendly approach. This is my financial disclosure, and today's agenda is a story of two friends with diabetes and devices to choose for insulin delivery. And story of two friends with diabetes, insulin vials and syringes versus insulin pens. And coming to the two friends A and B, A is Mr. Arjun and B is Mr. Bhuvnesh. Mr. Arjun is a 48-year-old office worker suffering from diabetes since last 9 years. Current treatment is biopasic human insulin 30/70 twice daily, vials and syringe user. Current HbA1c is 8.1%, has active social life. And Mr. Bhuvnesh is a 47-year-old office worker suffering from diabetes since 7 years. Current treatment is oral drug therapy. HbA1c is 9.4%. Since last 6 months, doctor has been recommending him to shift to insulin therapy as his HbA1c is high and not up to the mark. So both are talking together, Mr. Arjun and Mr. Bhuvnesh. Mr. Bhuvnesh is asking Mr. Arjun, my doctor is asking me to start on insulin therapy, but I am not sure how is it working for you. Because you are taking insulin since last 2 years, he is asking Mr. Arjun. Mr. Arjun says, I have been taking insulin since last 2 years. I use insulin with syringe and it is very awkward to use in public, so I miss the dose when out of home, and also it is quite cumbersome and painful to take injections. My HbA1c improved initially, but lately it has started increasing. Like Mr. Arjun says. Oh, Mr. Bhuvnesh says, is it so? Let me tell this to my doctor. This conversation continues. Mr. Bhuvnesh went to his doctor and expressed his difficulties regarding the insulin his friend facing. So his doctor clears his doubts regarding the insulin. So doctor says, dear Mr. Bhuvnesh, let me tell about a better method of injecting insulin and the benefits associated. There are various ways to administer insulin. One is vials and syringe, and second one is disposable pen. Third one is durable pen, and last one is the insulin pumps, latest. Then the characteristics of an ideal insulin delivery device: accurate in delivering the prescribed dose of insulin, ease of use, less dose force and confirmation of the delivery dose, less painful delivery of insulin, should alleviate the social stigma of using insulin delivery devices, should be an easy to learn technique, improve patient adherence to therapy, provide a better glycemic control, pose a lesser risk of hypoglycemia, should be stable in the Indian climate. These should be the characteristics of an insulin delivery device. So coming to the old method of insulin delivery, like syringes and vials, way back in 1920, look this picture is how large is the syringe and needle. The drawbacks are cumbersome and difficult to transport, inaccuracy in withdrawing the correct dose of insulin, difficulty in mixing the insulin wastage, and stigma of injections, needle losses sharpness and causing more pain. This contributes to poor adherence and non-achievement of the older insulin vials and syringes. So now let us see how the use of insulin pen devices fares in comparison to vials and syringes. So pen devices needs less insulin dose and easier to administer, and safer administration, thereby high adherence and accurate dosing, leads to better glycemic control, choice of the most patients, and less chance of hospitalization, causing minimal injection pain and low chances of hypoglycemia. So pen device users are more adherent than vial users. So this is a comparison between pen devices and the vial users. 54.6% pen device initiator చేస్తున్నాను. Sorry for the interruption. Yes.
Yeah.
Pen device users are more adherent than vial users. Adherence among patients initiating treatment, 54.6% pen device initiator versus 45.2% vial and syringe initiator. Adherence measured by the proportion of days covered. And adherence among patients switching from a vial and syringe to a pen device. 69% pen device switcher versus 62% vial and syringe continuer. Adherence measured by the medication percent ratio. Medication percent ratio is nothing but it measures the percentage of time a patient has access to medication. Patients with T2DM who initiate treatment or switch to treatment with a pen device are more adherent than patients who use a vial and syringe. So pen devices users are less likely to discontinue treatment than vial users. The risk of treatment discontinuation is 38% lower in patients using a vial and syringe over 1 year. Number of subjects are 1,876 among insulin naive patients initiating insulin therapy in T2DM with a pen, and among elderly insulin naive patients initiating therapy with a pen in T2DM is 58% lower than in the vial and syringe cohort over 1 year. Number of subjects are 3,172 adjusted risk. So among patients who initiated insulin therapy with a pen device, discontinuation was 10.5% lower in a patients using vial and syringe over 1 year. So patients achieve lower HbA1c levels with pen devices compared to vials and syringe. Lower HbA1c, glycated hemoglobin levels are significantly lower among pen users than vial and syringe users initiating insulin therapy after 1 year. This diagram shows, bar diagram shows, an x-axis insulin naive patients with T2DM using pens and vials, and y-axis shows HbA1c percentage. In all three bar diagrams, pen device users, it is represented by dark blue color. A1C reduction is better. A1C reduction is seen with pen device compared with the vial and syringe. In insulin naive patients, T2DM glycated hemoglobin levels were significantly lower among pen users compared to vial and syringe users. So pens are associated with a lower risk of hypoglycemic events. So this is the same pen devices users experience 64% fewer hypos after conversion from a vial and syringe. See, this x-axis shows insulin naive T2DM in the US. Number of subjects are 1,308, and number of patients experiencing hypoglycemic events per year. 5.1% of hypoglycemic events were reported with pen users compared with 7.8% hypoglycemic events with vial users, and p-value is equal to 0.042. And coming to the T2DM aged more than 65 years initiating therapy in the US, number of subjects are 5,860, and hypoglycemic events per year is 8.6% with pen device compared with 10.4% with vials and syringe users, and p-value is 0.016. Hypoglycemia was defined as healthcare encounter with a primary or secondary ICD-9-CM diagnosis code for hypoglycemia. It is nothing but hypoglycemia unspecified. So pen devices offer more accurate insulin dosing. So it's a Sweden study. Out of 40 patients in Sweden, 39 patients are confident in achieving dose accuracy with pen device. So dose accuracy when delivering 10 units of insulin into a sponge pad, comparison between pen device and vial syringe, accuracy of pens, vials and syringes when administered by healthcare professionals. There is no much difference between insulin naive healthcare professionals and experienced healthcare professionals. With pen device, almost 9.91 units was delivered into a sponge pad, but with vial and syringe, there is 9.74 units only delivered into a sponge pad with insulin naive healthcare professionals, and experienced healthcare professionals also 9.82 units is delivered. So both insulin therapy, experienced and naive healthcare professionals were able to deliver insulin significantly more accurately with pen devices than with syringes and vials. So pen devices facilitate safer insulin administration. So percentage of nurses, 139 subjects who agree or strongly agree with insulin devices decrease the risk of needle stick injuries. So insulin devices reduce the risk of giving the wrong insulin dose. So 93% of pen users has safer insulin administration compared with 18% of the vial users. Like that, 78% of patients has safe insulin administration with pen device compared to the 25% of the vial users. So nurses consider insulin pens to be safer than vials and syringes. Nurses felt more comfortable and confident with use of insulin pens compared with vials and syringes, and pursued insulin pens to be safer alternative for both patients and themselves. So fewer diabetes related hospitalizations are reported among pen users. Patients with T2DM who initiate therapy with a pen device require 4.8% fewer diabetes related hospitalizations over 1 year than those using a vial and syringe. This is a comparison bar diagram. Hospitalization rate over per patient over 1 year on y-axis, and pen device, vials and syringe on x-axis, and patients selected 13,428 patients with T2DM in US. With pen device in non-adherent people, 0.37% people were admitted or were hospitalized. In adherent pen device people, 0.29% were hospitalized. With vials and syringes, in non-adherent people, 0.36% were hospitalized. In adherent people, 0.5% were hospitalized. So both adherent and non-adherent pen users have significantly lower hospitalization rates than adherent and non-adherent vial and syringe users. So less assistance is needed to prepare and administer insulin via a pen device. So percentage of nurses, 139 who agree or strongly agree with insulin devices saves on time to prepare and administer insulin, and percentage of patients with T2DM using a pen device who agree with pen device users are able to draw and dispense insulin with less nursing assistance. So first one is 98% of pen device users feel less time and safe to use pen, and compared to 31% of patients, and 90% of the pen device users feel safe. Percentage of patients with T2DM using a pen device who agree it is 90% is safe. So nurses perceive that less assistance is required for preparation and administration of insulin via pen device compared to vials and syringes. So pen devices are associated with decreased daily consumption. Insulin naive patients who initiate insulin therapy with a pen device have lower daily insulin consumption over 1 year, as well as higher treatment adherence compared with those who initiate therapy with a vial and syringe. So see this bar diagram. X-axis patients with T2DM aged more than 65 years in the US. Number of subjects are 5,860, and mean insulin consumption units per day on y-axis, and pen device 28.6% of patients with using pen device, 28.6 units is required with pen device, and 32 units are required per day with vials and syringes. So despite lower daily insulin consumption, pen users are also exhibited significantly higher adherence to treatment than vial and syringe users. Patients prefer pen devices to vials and syringes. Among patients with T1DM and T2DM in Italy and the US and Ireland, 74% find pens easier to use and 88% consider pens faster to use. 81% believe pens offer more flexibility. 85% perceive pens to be more discreet relative to vials and syringes. So patient preference scores for pen devices, only 1%, 1 to 1.6% were not preferred, and 5%, 85.4% were preferred. In a crossover study in US, patients with T2DM who switched from a vial and syringe to a pen device or vice versa reported an overall preference for pen devices over vials and syringes. Overall preference for pen devices is high compared to use of vials and syringes in patients with T1DM or T2DM. So patients report less injection pain with pen device. So majority of the patients, 76.2% of patients using pen device report that they experience no pain during insulin injection compared with 26.7% of patients using vial and syringe in T1DM or T2DM in Lebanon. So this is the majority of 76.2% of T1DM or T2DM patients using pen devices reported no pain during insulin injection as compared to vial and syringe users, as I said. So pen devices are preferred by children with diabetes, because in children with diabetes 95% prefer administering insulin with a pen device than with a vial and syringe for reasons relating to ease of use, convenience and dose accuracy. Children with diabetes prefer administration of insulin with pen than with a vial or syringe owing to ease of use and dose accuracy. So coming back to our patient Mr. Bhuvnesh, is asking doctor, but doctor, what about the cost? Is it not costly to use these devices? Doctor says absolutely not. Let us see two cases and try to understand the cost of the T2DM. Mr. Sharath, his HbA1c is 9.5% and Mr. Manoj, his HbA1c is 8%. Benefits of reduction of HbA1c from 9.5% to 8% simulated over 35 years causes increased life expectancy for Manoj by 1.11 years and quality adjusted life expectancy increased for Manoj by 0.58 and total lifetime cost of complications diabetes related including cardiovascular, renal and neurological for Manoj less by $5,000. So cost of the therapy advantage with the pen devices. So pen devices are more cause improved adherence, thereby causing improved glycemic control, reduced healthcare resource use and safety benefits, thereby resulting in cost savings. By improving adherence, better glycemic control and better safety, devices use is less costly. So again conversation between doctor and Mr. Bhuvnesh. So doctor says, I hope that now you are ready to try an insulin pen device. Ask your friend to talk to his doctor about benefits of insulin pen devices. Bhuvnesh says, thank you doctor. This has cleared all my doubts and I am ready to start an insulin pen device. Sure, I will talk to my friend. So 6 months on, the conversation continues. So Arjun says, yes, on your advice, I have also talked to my doctor and now I am also using insulin pen device, and compared to syringes it is easy and practically painless. Great to hear that. I am also happy as my HbA1c is now 6.9% and I no longer miss my doses even when I am outdoors. He said happily with Mr. Bhuvnesh. Mr. Bhuvnesh says, On my doctor's advice, I am using insulin pen twice daily and it is very easy to use. I am happy to share that now my HbA1c has come down from 9.4 to 7.1% and I feel great. So insulin pen devices are convenient, cost-effective tools for good glycemic control as experienced by these two friends with diabetes. So coming to the second point in our agenda is devices to choose for insulin delivery. So devices to choose for insulin delivery is durable and disposable insulin pens. So coming to the durable pen, this type of pen device combines a reusable syringe and insulin container with disposable insulin cartridges that house the insulin. The durable pens can be reused by the patient and refilled by obtaining cartridges of the insulin to load into the device. Example, NovoPen. Coming to the disposable pen, this type of pen must be loaded with an insulin containing cartridge and are designed with a built-in and pre-filled insulin reservoir. Once empty, the device is to be discarded and the patient must use another pre-filled device. Example, FlexPen. So indications for disposable insulin delivery devices. These are the various types of the FlexPens shown in the figure. The indications are short-term use in newly detected severe hyperglycemia and insulin initiation and hospitalization, and in pregnancy, elderly patients and patients with visual disturbance and dexterity problems, and patients undergoing surgeries. We prefer to use disposable insulin delivery devices. This is a disposable device. A close look at FlexPen. First one is a pen cap, and this is a cartridge and residual scale and easy to read scale, a pointer, easy dose adjustment, dose selector, push button, and low force to inject dose, easy to use for patients even above 60 years. So salient features of the FlexPen. So salient features are safe and accurate dose. The FlexPen has larger dose setting window, significantly better dose accuracy compared to other pens, and FlexPen has easy to read dose display, and it has color coded display, and dial back mechanism is good. Dosing scale automatically returns to 0 after injection and is more convenient, lower dose force compared to other pen devices. It is compatible with most needles. So FlexPen delivers insulin doses closer to target compared to vials and syringes. Adherence to insulin therapy is higher in patients using FlexPen when compared to patients using vials and syringes. So FlexPen has significantly lower dose force than SoloStar and QuickPen. So coming to the FlexPen delivered doses, closer to target compared with vial and syringes. Mean dose delivered with FlexPen and vial and syringe when prepared and injected by the healthcare professionals, insulin therapy experienced or naive. FlexPen delivered doses significantly closer to the intended 10 units dose, as I said previous slide, in 9.91 units compared with the vials and syringes. So significantly higher adherence when using FlexPen compared with vial and syringe. Analysis of claims database of patients with type 2 diabetes switching from human or analog insulin injection to a pre-filled insulin analog pen. Adherence has measured by medication % ratio of more than 80%. So this x-axis shows pre-switch and post-switch, and y-axis shows patient adherence to the therapy, percentage of patients adherence to therapy. 36.10 patients of pre-switch are adherent to the therapy, and 54.60 patients of post-switch are adherent to the therapy. So significantly higher adherence in post-switch period compared with the pre-switch. P-value is less than 0.01. So indications for durable insulin delivery devices. Durable devices are reusable devices with change of insulin pen fills. They are made to last long with accurate dosing. And any condition where long-term use of insulin is anticipated, a durable device can be used like NovoPen 4. So durable device, a close look at NovoPen 4. See this picture. There is a insulin needle, end of the contact feature, maximum visibility to the pen fill, and quick fit, easy twist, ensure simple and quick pen fill replacement, and easy pushback piston rod, ensure smooth and operation and handling, easy to read scale, 3 times larger window for dose selection, and short injection movement, easy to use for patients even above 60 years, easy dose adjustment, reverse dialing to ensure proper dose selection, end of the dose confirmation, ensures dialed insulin dose is administered. You can hear a click, low dose post to inject dose, easy to use for patients even above 60 years. So coming to the salient features of the NovoPen 4, it is safe and accurate dose, 4 times is safer and accurate dose is accurate setting. It has a larger dose setting window, more accurate device, and threads on pen fill, and dial back mechanism is present, and durability is metallic body with best design, and it is most convenient, 50% less force as compared to other devices. End of the dose, we can hear a click and it is audible, and wait time is only 6 seconds, and child lock is present in NovoPen 4. So both previous insulin users and insulin naive people preferred NovoPen 4. Both patients and healthcare professionals found NovoPen 4 easy to use in a 12-week observational study. Additionally, a treatment satisfaction increased over a 12-week study period. So NovoPen 4 was accurate after 5 simulated years of use. Simulated 5-year use of NovoPen 4 without insulin cartridge, approximately 5,475 automatic injections by robo, corresponding to 3 injections per day for 5 years. Dosing included removal and replacement of cap, and dose accuracy also tested following storage without cartridge under hot, cold and humid conditions, and a free fall from 1.5 meters onto various surfaces. And before starting the use of pen, the same dose is delivered with from least dose to maximum dose, 1.02 to 60 units. Thus, there is no difference in delivering the dose, even with the mild dose to highest dose 60 units with NovoPen after 5 years. So most patients found NovoPen 4 easy to use. So this is an open label, non-randomized observational study of 12 weeks. Patients number is 2018 were offered NovoPen 4 as a part of normal clinical practice, and patient responses to device specific questionnaire at the end of the study, when patients feel 98% of the patients feel to set the dosage is easy, very easy, and 97% the patients feel to read the dosage scale easy, very easy, and 97% of patients feel to correct the dosage is very easy, and 97% feel to inject the dose is easy, and 95.5% of patients feel to change the cartridge is easy, and 94% of patients feel to prime the device is easy, and for everyday handling it is 97% patients feel very or pretty convenient. So most patients gave very easy or very or pretty convenient responses for NovoPen 4. So most healthcare professionals found NovoPen 4 easy or very easy to use for patients In a open label, non-randomized observational study of 12 weeks, HCPs 1981 completed an investigator's questionnaire at baseline and after the patient had used Novopen 4 for 12 weeks. So, 97% of patients, healthcare professionals, feel very easy for patients to use, and 97% of HCPs would recommend this. So, most HCP rated Novopen 4 very easy for patients to use at the start of the study. Most HCP recommended Novopen 4 to other patients owing to ease of use and convenience. So coming to the summary, successful insulin treatment needs a good doctor-patient partnership and patient empowerment. Pen devices allow for convenient insulin injection with a simple dial and inject method. To achieve the target glycemic control with minimal risk, optimal storage and transport practices are important. Thank you for your patient listening.